I'm Miss Amelia Speaks, and welcome to the world of emotional labor. Back in 1983, a sociologist named Arlie Russell Hochschild dropped a book called The Managed Heart: Commercialization of Human Feeling. She looked at the world and realized that for many of us, our smiles aren't a byproduct of the good mood, they're a line item on a corporate balance sheet. She defined it as the management of feeling to create a publicly observable facial and bodily display. Basically, you are being paid to produce an emotional state in someone else. Hochschild broke down how we actually do this into two categories: surface acting and deep acting. Surface acting is the easy one. It's the fake it till you make it approach. You feel like absolute trash, maybe you're going through a breakup, maybe you've got a migraine, but when that customer walks up, you put on the mask. You use your facial muscles to mimic a smile, and you use your vocal cords to go up an octave. Consider of the classic McDonald's interaction. You're behind the counter, it's 11 p.m., the floor is greasy, and some guy is yelling about his McDouble. The corporate manual says you have to say, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's, can I take your order today?" And you have to say it in a super excited voice, like you just freaking won the lottery. That's surface acting. The problem? It feels gross. It creates emotive dissonance. You feel like a fraud because there's a massive gap between what you feel and what you're showing. It's exhausting because you're constantly policing your own face. Then there's deep acting. In deep acting, you don't just fake the smile. You actually try to force yourself to feel the emotion so the smile becomes authentic. You use emotion memory, like a method actor. You tell yourself, that customer yelling at me isn't a jerk, he's probably just had a really bad day and needs a win. You trick your own empathy into working for the company. It's what airlines teach flight attendants. Don't just pretend to be nice, be nice. But when you start manipulating your actual feelings for a paycheck, the line between the worker and the person starts to blur. But what happens when you do this for 40 hours a week? The line between the worker and the self starts to blur. If you spend all day manipulating your emotions for a paycheck, what's left for you at 5 p.m.? Hochschild called it alienation from the self. When your managed heart becomes the company's property, you start to lose your internal compass. If you're paid to be happy when you're sad or calm when you're angry, your brain eventually stops trusting your own gut reactions.